Hi, Moral Recapped here. Today, I'm gonna explain a Korean film called Gangnam Blues. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. The film opens with a helicopter flying above Gangnam. A man named Moon presents the area to the director of a political party. The director likes the area and tells Moon to come up with a plan to get some land in it. Right next, we are introduced to a poor neighborhood and two brothers who are trying to make a living by collecting trash and survive by eating whatever food they can get their hands on. The two of them sleep in a freezing cold house, and they make dreams about when they will get a good night's sleep in a warm house. To make matters worse, they have received a notice which states that their building is gonna be demolished. Their house is indeed demolished right the next morning while they are sleeping in it. The brothers get out and object. They try to stop the workers and attack them. In the meantime, Councillor Soo makes the introductions among some people involved in politics, and they talk about some building permits. They are cooking up something and making big plans for Gangnam. They say their first move should be to crush the other party's election. The brothers have been taken by the group who demolished their house. When their boss, Kil, walks in, he tells his men to put the brothers on the bus. He tells the brothers to go to Seoul with him. On the bus, Kil is taking the men at a convention and tells them to destroy everything when they get there. They arrive and they start trashing the place, but they encounter some resistance. In the heat of the fight that breaks, the two brothers get separated. In the end, Jung looks for Yong but can't find him. Jung visits Kil the next day to see if they have seen his brother. Then Jung asks him to join the gang. He says he's a skillful fighter and he might also come across his brother somewhere. Kil takes him in and treats him well. Jung reveals that Yong is not his real brother. They met in an orphanage. We also get to meet Sun, Kil's daughter. Kil gets attacked and stabbed the same night. Jung runs to protect him and his daughters and chases the attackers away. The next day, Kil says that their Don is killed and suggests that everyone follows their own path from now on. The gang can't go on without their leader. But 3 years later, Jung is still in the same line of business and he still lives with Kil and his daughter, Sun. However, Kil thinks Jung works in a factory. Kil gets a visit from an old gangster mate who is asking him to pay back the money he owes them. At the same time, Yong is working for another boss, Yang. It seems like his boss trusts him since he will put Yong in charge of one of his hotels, but that is not the whole story. The boss has no idea that his girlfriend, So, has been cheating on him with Yong. Jung meets with the woman Min and asks her for a large amount of money, intending to pay Kil's debt. The woman tells him she can give him the money, but she will need his help first. She wants to buy some land in Gangnam and use it to make money. She wants him and some of his men to join her and help her trick and convince the natives to sell their land. Jung accepts the deal and they visit Gangnam. Their plan goes well. Min pays Jung more money than they agreed, and Jung tells her that it's too much. Min tells him to consider it as an upfront payment for his next mission. She wants to acquire another piece of land. Jung and his men visit the location, but they see Jang there, a man from a rival gang who is on Yang's side. When Jung and Sun return home, they find some gang members vandalizing their house. Kil is just standing there unable to do anything. Jung intervenes and beats them up. Eventually, he throws the cash at their boss and tells them he will pay the debt. But if they bother them again, he will kill him. Jung and his associate break into a facility to steal some property files. Coincidentally, Jang's men walk into the facility as well. They uncover a tied-up guy and interrogate him. It is Yong. Jung tells his associate to go and he stays back. Jang's men intend to bury Yong alive, but Jung intercepts them and saves Yong. He takes him back at his place and they talk. Yong says that when they got separated, he woke up on Yang's side. He didn't want to die a ragman, so he played along and became one of his men. Jung dares to dream bigger and asks Min if she can arrange a meeting with Councillor Soo. He then gathers his team and says that they should get rid of Jang's clan so they can gain more control. Yong has a meeting with his secret lover in his car. So tells him that Yang has asked her to move in with him. She asks for Yong's help, but he says this is not his problem. She is the one who seduced Yang. She steps out of the car and runs away. Yong steps off as well and shouts her name after her. One of Yong's minions has followed them and asks for a piece of the pie. He tells Yong that he won't tell the boss anything if Yong shares some of the hotel's earnings with him. Yong takes the easy way out and kills him. Yong then meets with Jung and tells him that he is in double the trouble now since he killed one of his own. The two of them take the body and throw it in the river. Jung proposes Yong to join him and work together. His plan is to take out Jang's gang. Yong helps him but will not betray Yang just yet. Yong follows him and Jung's team kills the members of Jang's gang. Finally, Jung and Yong get to Jang himself and kill him in his jacuzzi. In the meantime, Sun and Kil have arranged dinner with Sun's future husband's family. They are waiting for Jung, but he does not appear. Jung gets the meeting he asked for and pleads Soo to work for him. The counselor accepts him. Kil learns the news and is not happy with it. When Jung returns home, Kil punches him and tells him that if he wants to be a gangster, he has to leave this home. Jung and Yong meet. Jung asks him how things are going with Yang and suggests he get rid of him. Yong says he's not interested in that. He will help Counselor Soo and buy as much land as he can for him, but they should not kill Yang yet. Jung says they should take it all the way, land for Yong and money for Jung. A sequence shows Yang speaking with one of his associates in his car, while some civilians are being kicked out of their properties. The associate asks Yang if he is going to make a move on Yang. Yang says that he will have to leave that up to Jung to take care. The big players have a meeting and are interested in a piece of land which belongs to another powerful man, Chairman He. They know he is not gonna sell his part of the land. Jung comes up with a plan and frames this man's son for murder. He visits He with pictures of his son and the dead body and tells him that he will keep the pictures private for the right price. Jung meets with Soo and hands him the papers of the property. Soo congratulates him for the good work, takes the papers, and drives away. As soon as Jung is alone, a biker rides by him and hits him with a bat on the back of his head. Jung falls down unconscious. Jung wakes up in a barn. He is tied up and he is being whipped by Yang. Some of his men are standing there and Yang is one of them. Yang demands to get the part of the land that he got from Chairman He. Yang has a quick meeting with Kil and they devise a plan to save Jung. Kil and a handful of men come to the spot supposedly to hand over the papers of the land property. They fight hard while Jung manages to cut free of his restraints. Jung finds himself in a difficult position, being beaten up and choked, but Kil makes it on time and saves him. Yang is very disappointed in his men. He thinks they are incompetent and slaps them around. One of them says that he suspects there is a mole among them. Yang tells him to get to work and find him. Kil takes Jung back home and tells him to rest. Shortly, Kil gets arrested along with a handful of men. Counselor Soo is also arrested, but he pulls some strings and is released soon. When he's out, he wants to get a leash on Counselor Park and asks Jung's help. Jung comes up with a new plan and they manage to get a grip on Park. They trick him into using drugs and a beautiful woman seduces him. But when he wakes up in the morning, he is sleeping with a man. They take pictures of him and threaten him they will send the pictures to his wife. Soo now has him in his pocket. In return, Jung asks Soo to get Kil and their men out of prison. Soo pulls some strings again and makes it happen. Sun gets married. Later on, her husband will turn violent and beat her. Jung will warn him once, but Sun's husband beats her again, and that makes Jung severely beat him up in return. Yang is captured by Yang and his men. They suspect that he is a traitor to the gang, but somehow he convinces them he is not and makes it out of there alive. Yang pays Kil a visit and kills him. Jung thinks that Yang is behind the attack. Jung and Yang meet and they agree to deal with Yang. They also agree to do it after Kil's funeral. At the funeral, a bus full of Yang's men unloads and attacks Jung and his guys. Jung is mad, and that makes him fight pretty well. Yang and his men join forces with them and defeat Yang's men. Jung has now taken his revenge, or so everyone thinks, and Yang has taken Yang's place and is now the boss. Jung, Soo, and Min celebrate their success. They will now have full control of Gangnam. Yang intends to get married with So and holds a party at his place. Jung looks at him in a weird way. Jung needs some air, and a flashback shows us that he actually knows that Yang killed his beloved past boss. Yang joins him outside, but Jung says nothing. Yong says that he has located Yang and it's time they take care of him. They find Yang in a cinema theater and kill him. Jung grabs Yang's gun and points it at Yong. He shoots him at his arm. He asks why he killed Kill. Yong refuses killing him at first, but then he has no choice but to admit it. Yong looks at the door, but Jung says his men are not coming to save him. Yong's men are being slaughtered by Jung's men. Jung shoots the gun but does not aim at Yong. He tells his brother to disappear. Jung is on the train and he travels back to Seoul. A random guy asks him his name and then shoots him a couple of times. Jung falls out of the train and starts crawling. At the same time, Yong is applying a bandage around his arm while his wife is getting ready to meet him and leave together. But Yong is not fast enough and he gets shot on his head. A celebration is happening in Seoul and a speaker announces that Gangnam is going to be an extension of Seoul. In another event, Councillor Soo emerges victorious and gains all the political power he wanted. The film ends with Jung crawling and wondering what would his and Yong's lives be like if their house hadn't been demolished that day. Subscribe and hit that like button to help our channel grow. Turn the notifications on so you won't miss any of our new videos. Thanks for watching.